Hey, I'm sorry it's been a while. I know what I said in January didn't exactly happen, but stuff like that happens. I've been busy. I know what an excuse, it's something or else, but I've been busy and I haven't exactly had many topics that have struck me as something I needed to talk about until very recently, but I couldn't exactly talk about them in the moment because not being home. I haven't been home all summer. This is actually the second full day I have been home, but I can talk about it now. So we're gonna talk about it. You probably read the title, and yeah, it's probably exactly what you think. Basically, very recently, I had a very close friend pass away. It still very much chokes me up to talk about it, and it's not easy to go through something like that. And a lot of times something like that will happen, and especially to, let's say, a Christian like me, and that person will immediately start to doubt. I know I did. The day it happened and the day, like the week after it happened, I was just a complete wreck, and I've had my doubts. It's not an easy thing to go through loss, but it's something everyone will go through. You might go through it earlier than I did. You might have already gone through it. You might have not gone through it yet, but it might happen soon. You might know it might happen soon. When I went through it, I knew it would hurt a lot. I was heavily underestimating how much it truly would hurt. But loss, I've found, has been, like I've said in many other videos, a tool. I know I tend to regurgitate that exact same thing every single time I make a video, but that's because I think it is a very important thing to think about. When we go through something like that, it hurts, yes. But now that you've gone through it, you can use what you've just gone through to help someone else going through something similar or the same thing. And I'm just gonna kind of get into my sort of testimony in a way, but really just this part of it. The day it happened, like, I vividly remember being up at the camp I was working at, and I got the text, and I just started sobbing. And immediately, I called one of the other camp counselors, and it went straight to voicemail. This was very late at night, so I thought they just weren't going to respond until the next day. So I send the voicemail telling him that and saying, please pray for me. And not even 4 minutes later, he called me back and said, where am I? And I told him, and then he came over to where I was, and he just sat there for nearly 3 hours. He didn't say anything. He just sat there. Oh my gosh. Oh wow, that's something. But he just sat there for nearly 3 hours and just let me cry. And I can't express how much that really meant to me. I've told him time and time again, and who knows, maybe he'll see this video and see me yap about it again, but it is something completely different to experience loss alone, and then to experience it with someone by your side, helping you. And that might have sounded like a side tangent, but that was me going in, that was pretty much me telling you why it is so important to have already gone through something like that. Because this friend has also gone through it, way before me. And I already know it sucked for him. It was awful. But he had that mindset of, yes, this was awful. I don't know why it happened, but I know God will use it, and I know that God will use it to help me bring someone back up. And that person was me. Throughout this past 2 or so months, yes, it was that recent, he has not only been comforting me, yes, he was comforting me, but that wasn't what he was intending. In almost every single conversation that I had with him whenever I was in those moments, he would ask me this one question. He would say, hey, are you bringing this to God? And every single time that he told me that, I would just get convicted. Because obviously I wasn't. And it says in, I believe, Matthew, that God is near to the brokenhearted. And it says in the Beatitudes, blessed in the poor in spirit, for they will find comfort. And those are things that can really help you with your doubts when it comes to your faith. It helped me a lot this summer, and it is okay to feel this way. Whoever invented the term that real men don't cry is just an absolute buffoon, if I'm going to be honest with you. Because real men don't care what other people think. If they need to cry, they'll cry. If they need to express their feelings, they will. I think that is so important to understand. Yes, you can let out your emotions when you need to. Yes, I think it's healthy, depending on where you are. And I think it is an amazing thing to have someone there with you. But especially if you are a Christian man, or a woman for that matter, you should be bringing these to God. Something I try to do every single time, as hard as it is to do, I will immediately pray, God, I don't know why this happened. God, I am angry. God, I don't know what's going on. But I know you will use this. But I know you have a plan for that. But I know this happened for a reason, and an ultimately better reason than I ever had. Try praying that. Because then that puts you in the mindset of using it like a tool and not letting it overcome you or overcoming your faith. Because when you have that mindset constantly, especially from the very beginning, like right after it happens, if you can bear it, that does numbers, man. It's helped me so much, and through me, God has been able to reach out and help, I believe, 8 other people in the 2 months after this happened. I'm not giving myself any credit there, because it was not me. I was God's tool. It was completely Him. But if that didn't happen, I would not have been able to help them. God, using me, would not, well, He would have been able to help them, yes, but through someone else. He might have been able to help them through me, but I would not have been able to relate to them as much. And if you are human, you would know that if someone is able to relate to you, it is much easier for them to help you. And obviously God knows that. I would not be in the position I am right now if that didn't happen. If my previous pain didn't happen. I would not be in the place I am right now if I have never lost something. I would not be in the position I am right now if my life was easy. And the biggest one, I would not have been in the position I am right now if it was not for Jesus Christ. Because a lot of the time, people will think, this is not fair. This is not fair. Why did this happen? If the world was fair, we would be the ones on that cross right now. We would have been the ones hung on that tree. If the world was fair, we would be in hell right now. We would not exist. If the world was fair, every single bad thing we have done, which is a lot, including me, including the people I love, we would not have life. We just wouldn't. God is the only one who has ever been able to say, I have had it. No more second chances. You have spat in my face over and over and over again. You have rejected me over and over again. And I have given you chance after chance. No more. Imagine how scary that would be if you heard that from him. And you know what? 2,000 years before I was even a thought, before you were even a thought, before my friends, my parents, my brothers, my grandparents, or even a thought, he didn't just hang on that cross. He didn't just die. He did not just rise up again. He did that knowing your name. He did that knowing you personally. He did that knowing every single thing that you would do, that would happen to you, every good, every bad. And he said, you are worth dying for. And that makes loss a whole lot easier, let me tell you that. Knowing that the creator of everything thought I was worth dying for. Not just, oh yeah, he thought humanity was worth dying. No, he thought you were worth dying for. You, the one watching this video right now, thought I was worth dying for. That's a lot. And it gives me so much gratitude. That is the only reason I can handle talking about this right now. Because I know I don't deserve what I still have. I don't deserve any of the blessings I have had. I don't deserve any of the good that has happened in my life. So for me to lose something, if anything, I deserve that. As hard as it is to say. We all do. When I lose something, I don't get jealous that I don't have it anymore. I think I've said this before on one of these videos. I can't remember. But I just get grateful for what I still have. When you really think about it. We still have more than we deserve. No matter how much it is. That was probably really hard to listen to. But I only say that because I really care about you. I'm not just saying that because there's a camera right in front of me. I genuinely do.